we're going to go over just a simple rundown of how to connect to and run and power up your SwiftPOS Home Original or Home Plus drive. Now, these two drives are very similar. They both use LiPo batteries to get their power, and you can control them through the free SwiftPOS app, which you can download from the App Store or Google Play Store. And you can also control them with the physical remote controller. This is an optional add-on. You do have to order it separately, but both of these units, the procedure for using them and plugging them in and powering them on is absolutely the same. So I am going to walk you through this on the Home Plus unit today. You'll notice that on the back of both of these, they have this battery compartment. So you can press on the little thing there and open up the battery compartment. Just a quick tip, this label in the back, the teal labels are the ones that are newer and app compatible. And that is going to tell you all of the information, like the FCC information and all of the legal requirement stuff that comes with this product. Now, this right here is where you plug in the battery. I always store my batteries in the LiPo bag. We provide this bag at absolutely no cost to our customers, just so that you have a fail-safe way to store these batteries, and you can also charge them inside of the bag as well. This is the larger battery, so this is the one that goes with Home Plus. And it's a little hard for me to do this backwards. Normally I would be looking at it the other direction, but I'm just gonna align the larger plug, this smaller plug is for charging, with the plug there and slide it into place. I know that this is a little bit tricky. We tried to fit everything into the most efficient space possible, so this plug can give you a little bit of trouble. As long as you align it in the correct direction though, it should slide right in. And then the battery cover, you should be able to slip over the top, align it with its grooves, and it will set to place. And once the battery is installed and plugged in, you can power on the device by turning the switch up on the back. And you'll notice that it does those tones, and then it starts doing this repetitive searching tone. And that means that it is looking for a controller. When you turn it off, you'll hear it do a series of downward tones. One other thing to mention, when you turn it on, you're gonna hear a motor running. That's not the drive motor. That's actually a little fan motor, same as what would be in your computer or your laptop. And that is to help cool down everything, the circuit board and the motor. So as long as the battery is plugged in and the machine is on, that fan will be running, which means if the battery is plugged in and the machine is on, it's also draining the battery. So if you're not going to be using it, let's say you do a play session and you want to take a little break, I always say to turn the machine off, so that way it's not exhausting that battery by continuing to run the fan even when it's not in use. I am going to show you how to connect with the SwiftPOS app first, and then let me move Home Original over here, and then we'll walk through the same setup with the controller. So this will only connect with the machine on, so I need to turn it on, and then I'm going to click continue and let's play. And I can add a device here, and you'll see the device card pop up, and I could nickname it, but you don't have to. And you'll see that the green light means that we're ready to connect. You'll also notice that the machine, once it made a connection, stopped doing the searching tones. And that double beep means that I have successfully established the connection. In the app screen, once you enter that device, you'll notice that the light goes to green when you're ready to run. Now to run, I just press and hold my finger on the screen right here where the toggle is, and I can drag my finger up to run in one direction. I can drag my finger down to run in the other direction. And if I let my finger off the screen, just like a gas pedal, it'll go back to 0. There's also a miles per hour target that is displayed on the screen here that tells you how fast you're commanding it to go. Of course, Home Plus can go all the way up to 36 miles an hour, which is pretty quick. There's also a countdown timer that counts down from 90 seconds. That's your play session. When you first start to play, it starts the timer. When it reaches 0, a little pop-up appears that says play session has ended. You can easily start a new session by saying okay, and then starting another play session. But for us, that's just a physical reminder to help you remember to give your pup a break. And we recommend no more than 2 play sessions per dog per day. There's also this little drop-down arrow on the side, which can allow you to go into different run modes. If you want to ease off on the top speed, you can go into indoor mode, or you can go into wind up mode, which for this device, if you have the prototype line winder, you can attach it to the top and use it to wind up the string. Now, if I wanted to use the remote, and I had gotten the remote and I wanted to use this to control my device, I can't just take over a connection with the app. So if you're going to use the remote, make sure that you have completely closed out of the app. You'll know that you're no longer connected in the app because the machine is going to start beeping again and it's going to start searching. Now I can turn on the remote, and when the remote establishes a connection, it is going to stop searching and vibrate. The remote is going to vibrate in your hand. So again, if it's searching for a connection, you can connect with either the app or the remote. But if one or the other is already connected, you can't take over an existing connection with the other device. Now notice the remote is flashing green and I press the button on the side to turn it on. This will turn solid green when I start to move the trigger here, either forward or reverse. And you can hear that I am now controlling it with the remote. The light goes solid green to indicate that I have started that 90-second timer. Now with the remote, it does give you a warning at 80 seconds. So after 80 seconds of play, that light's gonna turn from green to red, it'll vibrate in your hand. And if you don't do anything, it will turn off after 90 seconds, so after 10 more seconds. Then you have to turn it back on again and reconnect in order to continue to play. If you wanna override that turn off process, when it goes red and it vibrates, giving you that 10-second warning, you can just press the button, the light will turn back to green, and you'll just start a brand new play session without having to have it turn off and then turn back on again. You can also turn off the remote at any time by pressing and holding. It will do a red light and a couple of vibrations to show you that it's completely turned off. And again, that fan will continue to run. And if it doesn't have a connection with any remote, it will be searching for one. Oh, by the way, it doesn't go forever. That tone will go for about 5 cycles and then it will stop because it kind of gives up on finding a connection. So don't worry if you don't have a remote connected and it stops doing the searching tones. But you will want to turn that off so that you save battery when it's not in use. And that's going to be the exact same process for Home Original over here or Home Plus. And that's it for now. Happy running!